everybody, welcome back to another edition of Smokin' Steve's Hot Grill. Alright, so today is going to be a little bit longer cook too, or a little bit of more of prepping, but we are going to do barbecue smoked meatloaf. So I have done this one other time out on the smoker and it turned out absolutely perfect. So let's try to reduplicate what we did that time so I can show you guys what I did to make the perfect meatloaf. Alright, so I am actually starting off with 3 pounds of ground beef, but we need to start prepping some stuff. I have 1 green bell pepper, 1 purple onion for the sweetness flavor of the onion. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but I like mushrooms. We're going to do 2 eggs, ground pepper, some kosher salt, some Worcestershire sauce, breadcrumbs, barbecue sauce, some paprika, and we're going to do a little something with some shredded cheese in there. So, alright, so this is where I would begin. So let's just go ahead and get our pepper cut up. So with meatloaf, I am not the fast cooked with meatloaf. What I like to do is put it on the smoker roughly about 225 or 250 for about 3 hours. What I like to do is check it after 2 hours, and then that's when we start putting our barbecue sauce on. But we will definitely get into that more as we go. So let me go ahead and cut the rest of these up, and then I will be back with you just to show you how to inquire everything together. So stay tuned. Alright, so welcome back. Alright, so we have our mushrooms and our green peppers and our onions all diced up. We do have our 3 pounds of, it is roughly 90-10 ground that we use. Now a lot of people will put in ground pork in there instead of the 3rd pound of beef, but we're choosing just to go all beef this time. So let's go ahead and start getting this all together. So we're going to do our green peppers. We're going to do our onion and our mushrooms. Alright, so even with that, it actually smells really good already. Alright, so we're going to put a little bit of our pepper in. Some kosher salt. We're going to do a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. A couple shakes in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put in just a little bit of barbecue sauce. Just a little bit for the flavor in there. Just not too much. Just about that much. Because you're going to want to get it dried up to put into the loaf container. Alright, and some paprika. Give it a little bit of color. And 2 eggs. 2 eggs, no shells. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up a little bit prior to putting in our breadcrumbs. If you have any rings, take them off because it's going to get kind of gooey. You don't even want to smash it. You just want to mix it around. Alright, so you're kind of just tossing it. If you still have some chunks of your ground, go and get those chunks out. This smells absolutely phenomenal. Looks so good. Alright, so now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and grab our breadcrumbs. And we're just going to start adding like a cup at a time, a couple cups at a time. Alright, so you can tell it's starting to thicken up just a little bit. Sun's popping out. Looks like a little bit more is going to be needed. Alright, this makes a pretty good paste. The breadcrumbs, you can use crackers. I know some people that use Ritz crackers. Matter of fact, I think I did Ritz crackers the last time. Alright, that's looking actually pretty good. I can actually bring the whole thing up and it stays in one bundle. And you notice all I'm really doing is just turning the meat. I don't want to smash it all together. Alright, that's actually looking really good. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I have a meatloaf pan here. And what I did was I outlined it in saran wrap. You're going to see later on why I did the saran wrap in there. It'll make it a lot easier. Alright, just a nice even coat down in the bottom. Alright, so look at that. Looks absolutely excellent already. Smells awesome. You smell the onions, the peppers, the barbecue sauce. It smells really good. Alright, now the little trick, your cheese. Some people like cheese, some people don't. But what we're going to do is we're going to layer some cheese in here. Just like that, a layer of cheese. And now we're going to come back in. The top layer of the meatloaf. If you like chunky meatloaf, this is definitely the recipe to go with. It smells and looks so good. You want to make sure it's tight, so pack everything in there. And that's where the saran wrap is going to come in. None of this is going to stick to your glass bowl or whatever pan that you're doing. It's not going to stick. Curve it in there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we want this to firm up just a little bit. So we're actually going to refrigerate this for probably about an hour, and then we will be back, and then we will head outside and we'll put it on the smoker. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. All right, so had to run a quick errand. So this meatloaf has actually been in the fridge for roughly about hour and a half. So I'll show you why we put the saran wrap on. We'll bring it to the surface like that. Just like that. You see no effort whatsoever. Look at that. That looks delicious. And actually there's nothing on here. Actually what I want to do, okay, so you can actually, so this is perfect if you want to throw it on by itself, but always, you can always, since it is a little bit of barbecue, put on a little bit of your rub. Any kind of rub that you want. Put it on. It's barbecue. There's 1,000 different ways you can do this. But we're just going to do it this way. So I put a little bit of the apple wood rub on there. So now what we're going to do, go ahead and meet us out at the smoker. See you there. All right, now that we're at the smoker right now, we're going to go ahead and turn it on to 225. Here's 225. And on the tray, what I did is I put it on the rack with a little cookie sheet pan underneath it with aluminum foil. And just go ahead and just leave it right there. The smoke is still going to come up and around and start smoking it. So we're doing 225 degrees for the first 2 hours. And then we're going to come back here and put a barbecue sauce on it. And then probably turn it up to about 250 at that time for about another hour. Then we'll come back and see what our internal temperature is. So I will see you back in about 2 hours. Hey, welcome back. All right, so it's been 2 hours now that we've been smoking, anywhere from about 245 to 250. Let's see what we have after 2 hours. Oh, that looks so good. Now, so it does look like it's drying out just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and put some barbecue sauce on it. This is going to do is just add a little bit of moisture to it, color. Look at that. That is what you want to see. It absolutely smells delicious. It looks phenomenal. So we're going to go ahead and leave this smoke on at roughly about 275 to 300 now for an additional hour, and then we'll come back and look at the internal temperature and see if we're around hopefully the 160 165 mark, but we'll wait and see. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back everybody. All right, so it's gone a little bit longer than expected. So what we did was we started at 250 for 2 hours, and we've actually gone at 350 for an additional 2 hours, for additional 4 hours of cook. So after that, let's see what we have. Now we're going to see what the internal temperature is. Oh, look at that. That looks amazing. That looks so good. So we're going to see what the internal temperature is. So we're at 166, 167, that's perfect. You want to do anything over 160. 160, you know it's safe. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off, we're going to take it inside, we're going to cut it up, and we'll meet you in the kitchen. All right, thanks for joining us at the kitchen table. We are back, finally. Smoked meatloaf, I love doing it. Took a total of 4 hours, $250 for 2 hours, $350 for an additional 2 hours, but that's for 3 pounds worth of hamburger. You can adjust on if you only do 2 pounds or if you do 4 pounds, depends how big of a family that you're feeding. Time is going to vary a little bit, but this is what we have. Let's cut into it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely amazing. Look at that. And you got the smoke ring. The pink that is around it is absolutely normal. That's the smoke ring. You have your cheese inside. Remember that layer of cheese that we did when we made it? That's inside. So we're gonna cut some of this up. We're gonna plate it up and we'll be right back. All right, so we are back. Plated both of these beautiful plates up. Even look at Steph's, absolutely amazing. That looks so delicious. So she had made some stuffed mushrooms, and we'll post the ingredients on the video. Have some mashed potatoes. Nothing goes better with meatloaf than mashed potatoes. And let's try this. This looks absolutely phenomenal. Get a good, nice bite. Look at that. Look at the barbecue sauce on there. That is so good. It's so tender. You can see the smoke ring on there. This is absolutely amazing. If you want great recipes, watch my videos. Seriously, from ribs, I mean, everything that I have smoked has turned out absolutely amazing. I've gotten so many compliments from people that I know personally who has tried it. It's awesome. You gotta get on there and watch the videos. Like, subscribe. I'm doing this all for you. So please, thank you and have a good night.